that might cause psychological harm. Usually if there was a death, some people rent it out for a short time. Would you take the Jikobuken ghost discount of 10%, yes or no? Hey guys and girls on Ask Japanese, it's Kathy Cat. Greetings from Tokyo. And today we're gonna talk about how a ghost can actually help you pay less rent.
始めます。
Have you guys maybe watched Ju-on, The Ring, or similar Japanese horror movies in which a ghost or bad spirit or something bad stays in a house? Well, then you might know what I'm gonna be talking about. While I was looking around for houses, because I'm right now desperately looking to find a new place, I saw a thing called Jikobuken, meaning a stigmatized property. They can also be called Shinriteki Kaishi Buken, meaning a property that might cause psychological harm. Now, the most common image that we have is ghosts and similar things, death and ghosts and such. But there are actually also other reasons apart from a former death in the house or an accident in the house that can qualify a house as Jikobuken. One, for example, is criminal involvement, meaning maybe the apartment or the house is located near a gang area or tutorial, or it was formerly used for illegal activities such as maybe a drug den or a brothel or stuff like that. Or other human issues could have been happening in that house. So for example, maybe a cult was in there before, or there's been like a guy who was stalking a girl in that apartment, and if a girl moves in, she might get stalked by the same guy, stuff like that. Or the house itself might be infamous. Like, for example, ooh, that celebrity lived there, or in that house, that one thing happened there. You know, people might be able to see that house in the media and go like, oh, I saw that in the media before. Wasn't that where that person lived, or this thing happened? Same thing. I have the feeling that the house that, for example, was displayed in Ju-on, if they didn't build it, no one will want to live there. I mean, think about it. But other things that would also make living in that house a little bit of a problem, like former problems with mold, asbestos, maybe rat infestation, fire, flooding, anything that has damaged the house before and might maybe happen again. And then a bad location can also be part of that. So for example, what if it's right next to a graveyard, or in a location where it's very, very noisy, or where like the train goes through and the whole house is shaking? Similar things like that will also make it hard to live there comfortably and, you know, for example, might cause harm. But yes, apart from those reasons, hauntings are also a reason here in Japan to clarify it as a Jikobuken. Now, this might come because Japanese people are very spiritual. Many believe in spirits and certain things in places, and more. Wakai, konnichiwa.
だね。イケメンだね。
The number 4, for example, in Japan, yang, can also be read as shi, which can also be read as death. And that's why still in some hospitals, even some older apartments, the number 4 is omitted. So there might not be a 4th floor, or there might not be a room 404. Hauntings, however, are a legit reason in Japan to declare it as Jikobuken. And if, for example, a person rents a place and decides to leave that place because he or she was haunted, they can tell the landlord and the real estate agents have to take it seriously and have to declare the house as such. And generally, a Jikobuken is 10 to 30% off. So for example, if there has been death or a violent death, such as murder or similar in a house, it makes it a Jikobuken, and hauntings classify as that too. If someone said, this house is haunted, they will have to declare it as such, and the landowner and the agency will have to tell the next person who wants to rent that place that it's a Jikobuken, and might even have to give some extra details about it. They have to declare that as Jikobuken for 5 up to 10 years, but some people actually cut a corner. The way to cut the corners is usually if there was a death, like really recently in that house, some people rent it out for a short time, and then the next person that comes back in for a longer term, they just don't tell it anymore. But the first person that comes in after there has been a death, they have to be told there was death in this apartment. But what some landlords do, when they cut the corners, they rent it out to themselves for a short time, or just rent it out for a week or two, and even if that person sees a ghost, hey, you know, they're leaving again. And there was no direct death for the person that's following up. You know what I mean? But as you guys may know, Japan has a highly aging society, meaning quite a lot of old people are leaving this place and, living in their houses. So if an old person passes away, it clarifies the house as Jikobuken. Many foreigners are, however, coming and they don't care if someone died in a house before. So they're actually looking for those properties, which leads to some agencies actually specializing in Jikobuken. Which leads to the fact that some of those Jikobuken are actually not that cheap anymore. And I guess it depends on the person if they believe in it or if they realize that something's kind of off in that house or not. So guys, how about you? Would you live in a Jikobuken if it was only 10% off? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments down below. I'm looking forward to finding out what you would do. I'm still desperately trying to find a house. Maybe I'm desperate enough to go for one that had like a death in it before, because I'm starting to get literally desperate to find a good place. However, I think if they told me there was a mysterious death or someone saw a ghost in there, I don't think I would want to live there. However, if it was the house of an old lady that passed away after a happy and wonderful, fulfilled life, then I think I wouldn't say no to it. But how about you? Would you take the Jikobuken ghost discount of 10%? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed those little facts from Japan here in Tokyo. Don't forget to like, to say thanks for making this video, and subscribe if you haven't already for more fun content here from Japan. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you soon for another video with Ask Japanese on Kathy Cat. Bye! Hey guys, this is Kathy Cat. Today we're going to interview a cat. Hello. You're looking cute. Please don't get distracted by the car. So you're a real cat of Tokyo. You're like more real cat than me. So what are your general hobbies? So what surprised you the most about foreigners in Japan? Okay, what's your favorite afternoon treat? Oh, hold on. I was stealing the sun. I'm so sorry. Just give me a final comment about the day. How did that make you feel? I see. Thank you so much.